Welcome back to Detroit, everybody, as we look to rebuild the lowly Pistons. Today we find ourselves on September 30th. It's the deadline to pick up some of our rookie options. We have a ton of young players, so we're going to make sure we don't mess up anything here and lose out on keeping them a little bit longer on their rookie deals. After that, we're going to head over to training camp, where hopefully we see some good boosts in our skills so we can squeeze some more of the potential out of our young guns. And then we're going to get into the D League assignments, and then maybe we start the regular season this episode. We'll see how long it takes for us to get there, though. So with that said, let's head over to contracts to see what we have for our rookie options. So uh, obviously these are not some of our rookies, but Cade Cunningham is. We've already exercised all of his rookie options. Rubio obviously not a rookie. Simons neither. Killian Hayes, we maxed out all of his rookie options. So we have Lance Flick, who's on 1 year deal right now. He was the 6th overall pick, and though we haven't seen a ton out of this kid, he does have some potential. He played pretty well for us in the summer league, so I'm definitely going to pick up the rookie option for next season here for Lance Flick. So we've picked that up. So he's under contract for at least 3 years. So we'll see how this plays out. And I don't want to give him that 4th year right away. So we'll see what years 1 and 2 bring us. Isaiah Stewart and Sadiq Bey we picked up there. Rookie options as well. Roby, I believe, is a second round pick. Oh, no, actually undrafted, so he doesn't have those rookie options. Saban Lee's on a team option, which will probably be declined. Garza, again, was, I believe, undrafted. Oh, no, second round pick, so he also doesn't get those rookie options. Livers with the team option after the season will probably be declined. And Landry Miller was a second round pick. We signed for 3 years. Cheap money, big defender. So we took care of our rookie options right there, so we'll advance through that. We are now going to head into training camp. Click the advance button to set your training camp plan. So let's head into training camp, see what we have here. So we have individuals, we have positions, we have team general training. So what I have learned in the past is that by hitting AI suggest, it gives us pretty much the best possible outcome for a lot of players. But I do like to go in and tweak things a bunch. So Sadiq Bey, I know I want him to be an incredible outside shooter, so the AI suggests that he's working a lot on the post moves, not really where I want him to be doing a lot of his work there. So I'm gonna up the outside shooting because I want him to be like just a sniper from the outside. Excuse me. And I do want him to be a good defender too. So I don't really envision him slashing much. So the free throws, the post moves, I'll bring down a notch. Jump shots are fine. But I do want him to really become like that 3 and D kind of guy. So I'll save that for him. Cade, what do we got? Pretty much all around. We really don't want to pigeonhole him into being a one type of player. So we want him to just really be able to do it all. So that's fine. Garza, free throws, post moves, but we really want to jack up that agility. We want him to, potentially become a decent defender. Relaxation time is unnecessary. You're a second-year guy. Killian Hayes, excuse me. Now, he could work on his outside shooting, but, if it's that bad, I almost feel like we shouldn't even waste our time. So I think I'm going to bring this down, get him to be a better scorer from inside the three-point range all the way into the paint, as well as a defender. So let's make sure that these are what we're really focusing on here. And again, relaxation time, unnecessary. You're a young cat. Let's go. Saban Lee. Oh, no. Here's the problem. I didn't save this stuff. So save the player plan. So I want to up this, drop that. Back to Killian Hayes. Drop the free throws. Interior and jump shooting, sure. Bring this down. Bring this down. Bring this down. Saban Lee, sure. Livers, whatever. Isaiah Stewart. Okay. He has actually shown to be a decent mid-range shooter, which is fine. I don't really need him to work on a ton of that weight training. I don't want him. Actually, you know what? I don't really need him to lose weight. He's a post player. Again, the relaxation time. We're just handing out free time in the off season. It seems like. So free throws, post moves. I want him to be a legit post scorer, and a good defender would really help. So crank that up. Isaiah Roby. Now him, I wouldn't hate for him to develop an outside shot, and I wonder if the AI is suggesting this. Does this mean like he's got some potential as an outside shooter? So I'm gonna leave it here. He's seems to be a decent post scorer already. So let's see if he can develop a little bit of a jumper outside. Lance Flick, again, I want him to shoot. I want him to defend. I want him to score inside. So you know what? Let's just make him like an analytical darling. Layups and threes and free throws would be like ideal for him. If he can come and bring that to the table, he would be huge playing next to Cade. Landry Miller, I don't want you shooting jumpers. I don't want you shooting threes. I want you to defend. You're probably going to have to work on your free throws. I bet you he just gets hammered when he's trying to shoot. So that looks good for him. Levine, yeah, I mean, you pretty much do it all. We'll give you some relaxation time to keep you happy. Simons, again, I kind of want him to be another analytical darling. You know, layups, threes, and play some defense for us. Covington, fine, do your thing. Rubio, do your thing. And that should be good for our players. Now let's take a look at the positions. Our point guards, ball handling, passing, rebounding, offensive and defensive skills. See, a lot of this stuff is pretty good about the AI, and it's kind of generic. You know, you want your players, the bigger they get, to be better rebounders. The smaller they are, better passers, ball handlers. So nothing too crazy here that I'm seeing. Although we are like heavily focused on offensive skills, it seems. Maybe that has to do with our coaching, but sure, we'll let it go. In our team general training, scrimmages works on all areas. We really need to work on everything. I'm not too worried about endurance. Our IQ probably could use some help. Improving our scoring ability. I like to up this. I'm going to bring down the offensive sets because our offensive skills are getting worked on by all the position training. So maybe for the team training, we'll kind of swap that around a little bit. We'll save that. Let's run this camp, see how we do. I like the new updated look of the training camp results. We get to see more of a visual thing here. So as you'll see, Sadiq Bey. I would like the double arrow for the outside shooting. Stealing, ball handling, passing, and rebounding. And intelligence got a good boost here. Cade, steals, ball handling, passing, both rebounding, and court intelligence. Nice little boost there. Garza got some nice boosts. Killian Hayes, stealing, ball handling, passing, and intelligence. That's exactly what I want to see from him as a young ball-moving defensive point guard. Saban Lee actually looks like he got a nice little jump. Zach LaVine got nothing, which is fine. He's already elite. Doesn't matter. Isaiah Roby, you know, some generic bumps. That's okay. Anthony Simons, would have liked to seen a little more out of him. Stewart, shot blocking, stealing, rebounding, intelligence. Can't complain about that. Hate to see that the second rounder got, again, generic boost here. But Lance Flick, stealing and ball handling is a nice upgrade. But we'll take anything at this point. So, training camp, you know, it can be somewhat uneventful at times, but it is what it is. So let's head over to the inbox. We got to scout again, and then assign players to the D League. So let's head over to scouting the draft. Again, 402 points. I think this is what we did the last time. Oh, it looks like we might have some extra points here. And this is the old draft class, so I'm not sure why they would even have this listed here. But again, I'm going to focus heavily on the U.S. college regions, ignoring the international pool. There's way more options stateside than there are international, so we'll focus all of our energy right there. And now we'll head over to the roster, assign some players to the D League. So Landry Miller's already out with a broken nose. We haven't done anything yet. He went through training camp. Very interesting. So we can assign, I believe it's up to 2 players or 3 players to the D League. So Livers, again, unfortunately, my friend, there's going to be no time for you to play here. So you'll hit to the D League. And so it's going to be tough for Lance Flick to get some minutes behind Levine and Simons. But as our first round pick, I feel like I owe it to him to get him some minutes. So Saban Lee, again, I got 3 point guards that are playing ahead of you. You'll be going down. And you know what, since Landry Miller's out for 2 months anyways, let's just assign him so he's not taking up a roster spot on the home team here. So we assigned 3 guys to the D League, which is great. Let's advance through the draft. The 2023 draft class, we will do default. We don't have any custom draft classes yet, so we are not importing anything. And I believe this is going to start taking us to the regular season. So I think what I'll do is I'll set up the D League team's depth chart just to make sure that my guys are all playing meaningful minutes. And then we can set up the Detroit Pistons depth chart strategies. It'll be interesting to try to fit in the new pieces with Zach LaVine and Ricky Rubio. We do have Robert Covington playing sort of a veteran mentor role off the bench, but we'll see how we mix everything together. And I wonder where they have us finishing this year. We should check that out. So let's go to the depth chart, and we'll go to the affiliate, the Motor City Cruise. So Livers is starting. So of course they're not going to have Miller playing because he's injured, but I do want Saban Lee to play. So let's just do a full swap of depth. Do that so that way we can just keep that going. And then let's go back to our parent team. Okay, so we have Cade, Levine, Bay, Roby at the 4, Beef Stew at the 5, Covington playing off the bench as the 6th man with Simons, Hayes, Rubio. Flick not really getting any minutes here. Okay, so we're going to have to... I do want these guys to play. Wow, we're kind of short on the bench here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, 6 guys deep. That's okay. All right, so Garza, we're going to play... I think we're going to play Beef Stew in 8-minute stints at the front and back of each quarter. Or front and back of every half. So play the first 8, last 8, get a nice break. First 8, last 8. So that should be okay. So now the point guard minutes. I don't want Anthony Simons playing the point guard, so that's fine. We'll be able to give those minutes over. But Killian Hayes, I do want him to play, but I also want Rubio to play. Cade Cunningham's also obviously our top dog here. So, and I don't want Cade playing 38 minutes. So what I can do is try to lighten the load a little bit. So let's get Rubio playing. Because because we signed Rubio to come in and really play for us. So we got to make that signing worth it. What else? What else? I'll give him another spot minute there. Okay. So now with Cade down to 24 minutes, man, I'm really intrigued to play Cade at the 4 sometime. So we have Covington playing the 4 here. That's a lot of minutes for him to play. So why don't we do that? Let's free up Cade. We freed him up to play some minutes here. Let's get him some power forward minutes. All right, so he's got 32 minutes. I don't mind him playing a little small forward here and there. That's great. I want him all over the place. That's why he's such a good piece to build around. He's like a Swiss Army knife. I can really play him anywhere. Simons, we need some more minutes out of you. And I want him playing strictly shooting guard. So he's got 20 minutes there. 32 minutes for Levine. Sadiq Bey is playing 36. That's probably too many for him to handle right now. So Covington could pick up a few here. Let's give Sadiq Bey a nice break there. So 32, 32, 32. 28 for Roby's probably a good number for him. So I like that we... Okay, so here's the problem. We have Lance Flick here, our first round pick, with no minutes. I do want him to play. I even just spot time here and there. So where can I grab him a couple shooting guard minutes that won't completely torch me? I don't want him playing in the fourth quarter. He's not ready for that. Let's play him here. So at least he'll be on the floor with mostly starters. What about here? Yep. So this is another good spot for him. We're just trying to pick spots for him to be able to succeed. So let's just even just 6 minutes. Just what I'm playing, getting the feel for the game. So now, you know, Levine's a little low at 26. So that's where I can make up some of the minutes that Sadiq Bey's playing here. So we can bring up Levine's numbers a bit. So 30. He probably should be playing more than that. You know what? We can take a Covington time right there. We can take another Covington time spot there. That's fine. All right. So I want Simons as the sixth man. Based on the minute allocation, that means Garza should be coming up here. All right, let's check the sub out. So I do want Cade playing 1 through 4. Sub out at 70 is great. I don't want Levine playing point guard. I'm going to keep this at 70. I don't want to overwork him. 70 as well. Roby plays strictly power forward. Sub out at 80. Beef stew. 75 is fine. Simons is going to play just point guard. 80. You're going to be both combos. Garza at center is fine. Rubio, point guard only. Hayes, point guard only. Flick should be shooting guard only. Alright, kind of like it. Who's this? Bey is also going to be the small forward here. That's fine. Whatever you want to do. Alright, so let's store this lineup. Let's see what they say for the inbox here. Must be the start. The draft. We already ran through that. Alright, so let's check the strategy. Well, I think with what we have here, I know we have Roby and Stewart playing at the 4 or the 5. I think we're going to go more to a perimeter focus. So it's this one with catch and shoot, pull-up jumpers. Or do we want pace and space? Drive and pass, drive and shoot. I think we're going to go perimeter. We're going to stick straight man to man. I want to check my roster and check see who some of our best defenders are. So Levine's our best defender, and Cade and Rubio. Interesting. So I think really what we're gonna do is just we're gonna put Levine on a perimeter player and let that match up, and then everyone else can just kind of match up positionally. And then one last thing to check before we get into it. So our player preference has changed a bit because we did add a few veterans, so I want to make sure that we're playing kind of not just favoring the young kids. We do have some vets we need to take care of. The rotation is still pretty deep. I want to play fast. We're not a great offensive rebounding team, so I want to get back on D. This looks good to me. And I don't hate the zone. We are so long that I think zone might be pretty good for us, so we'll keep that. As you can see, our job demands have changed a little bit. Work towards the playoffs stayed the same. Originally, it was keep Cade Cunningham, and now it has changed to keep Zach LaVine. So has he become the new face of the Pistons? Maybe, depending on how well he performs on this max deal. We will see. So, looks like we are good here to start this season. So why not? Let's see what happens. Oh, before we get started, let's check some of the league media. I want to see where we're at. Season news. Nope. Magazines. That's what we wanted. Draft guide. Not yet. Fraser preview. Season preview. Here we go. So I want to see where we're at. So the Atlanta Hawks are expected to finish first in the Eastern Conference. Interesting. Followed by the Heat. Look at that. A key addition is Hamidou Diallo. I mean, we just let him walk for nothing. So what are we missing out on? Wow, the game likes the Pacers a lot. But as you can see, if we keep going down and down and down, the Detroit Pistons are expected to finish 14th in the conference. I wonder if this takes into consideration our free agency, but it has to because it has Levine and Rubio listed as key additions. So can we outperform that next to last rating that we have here? The Orlando Magic, they drafted second overall, and as you can see, their second pick is not even listed as a key bench player, not a starter. And the Wizards drafted Clint Johnson, number 1 overall, so he looks like he's going to be a sixth man here behind Hachimura, and maybe plays a little center here, but man, that's pretty bad for the Magic to not have a key player listed when you drafted second overall. But again, our 6th overall pick, Lance Flick, is not listed either, so what do we know? And just for see what's happening on the Western Conference, they expect the Nuggets to be the best in the West, followed by the Lakers, with Nick Batum playing center. Interesting. And LeBron playing shooting guard. The Pelicans as the 3rd best, and looks like, they signed our friend Josh Jackson. They're sliding him in as the starting 2 guard. Good luck with the lack of shooting you have here. And the Blazers, our old friend Jeremy Grant. So, and again, the Spurs expect to be worst team in the league. Clement Porter, I believe they took 3rd, so he's going to be starting for them, which is interesting to see. So we'll keep an eye on some of the rookies to see how off were we with taking Lance Flick at 6, but who knows. So let's get into it. Let's see a few games before, so we can just wet our whistle here. Opening night, Warriors take down the Lakers, and the Spurs drop the Raptors. I want to see what that rookie looked like. So for the Spurs, their rookie Porter went 17 and 11 with 2 blocks, 8 of 10 shooting. Not bad. So yeah, he was definitely better than the kid that the Magic took at 2. They took him at 3. How he compares to the number 1 pick in Washington would be fun to watch too. So interested to see what these other kids look like. So are we playing today? Yes, we are. We get the Cleveland Cavaliers, a Central Division foe. First game, and we have an invalid roster, of course. Why wouldn't we? Let's take a look. I wonder if we just don't have enough players on the roster. Let me see what it says. I'll try again. Oh, we need 12 guys. Okay, so that's what it is. So let's go back to the depth chart. No, not depth chart. We go to roster. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. We have 14 guys. 3 of them down in the D League. So that's what's giving us a problem here. So what we'll do is we'll bring up Isaiah Livers. That should give us 12 active players on the depth chart. He slides in down here at the 12th spot. We should be good to go now. Okay, that's the issue. All right, let's take on the Cavs. What do we got? And we go down by 5 at home to the Cavaliers. It'll be interesting to see how we looked. So Colin Sexton lit us up for 24 and 8 boards. Who else went off? Darius Garland, 24, 8 boards, 8 assists. Jared Allen off the bench, 22 and 7. Evan Mobley, 16, 14, and 4 blocks. The reigning Rookie of the Year, Evan Mobley, over Cade Cunningham. Look at our side. Cade dropped 36, 7 boards, 3 assists, 2 steals, 1 block on 7 of 11 from deep, 13 of 22 overall. Great outing from him. He was a plus 10 in a game that we lost by 5. Zach LaVine in his first game in a Pistons uniform, 24, 6, and 6 with a steal. 4 turnovers are a bit costly probably. It looks like our bench played pretty poorly. Rubio got torched. It was a minus 14 in his 14 minutes. You hate to see that. What do we get? Simons is 10 and 4 rebounds off the bench. So not too bad. Garza in 19 minutes was a minus 9. That hurts. So we might have to find a way to play Isaiah Stewart a bit more minutes here. But, man, 2 of 11 from the floor kills us. So overall, the shooting just wasn't there. 41% overall. And you lose a game by 5, but you miss 10 free throws. That's not really going to get it done. We got killed in the paint. Got killed on the glass. And we lost the fast break points. Not really much to say about that. So tough to open up the season at home and put up a dud like that. So let's see what else we got. Who's next? We're hungry for the next game. A lot of milestones. All right, so we got, again, Central Division. Pacers, we go on the road to Indiana. Can we get a win? And, of course, there's an issue with the roster. Oh, wow. So Stewart's out for 3 days. Covington's out for 1 day. Here we go. We're already having issues. So, store this lineup. We're going to swap Stewart. And I know we just said I don't want to play Garza that many minutes, but we don't have another center at this point, which is scary. Oh, boy. And then Covington's not playing. So let's take that off. We're just going to move everybody down that's injured. AI suggest, just suggest it all. Tell me what to do, because I don't know. They're going to let Garza play the string. Who cares? So let's see. 3 days for big beef stew. So, of course, we lost. We put up 71 points. That's embarrassing. I mean, we shot even worse. We shot 30% from the floor this game. The whole crew's struggling. Garza 2 of 13. I mean, how are you going to be a big guy and shoot 2 of 13? That's so bad. Look at that. Cade was a minus 34. Levine a minus 31. I mean, this disaster. So let's see. One more. So we do have one more day before Stewart is back, but we can get Covington back into the flow of things here. So let's do a I suggest all here. They'll bring Covington back into the fold, as we're still missing Stewart for one more day. Let's get on with this one. Hey, we get to the win column for the first time this year with a win over the Cavs. Take a look. Cade, our man, 24, 9, and 6, 3 blocks, 2 steals, monster outing, plus 20. Zach LaVine drops 28. Sadiq Bey is 15 points, which is nice to see. Rubio and Covington really the only contributors off the bench, which I don't like to see, but we'll put our rotation back into it. How did our opponents play? 27, 11, 2, and 2 from Mobley, who is a monster in this engine. Looks like their 2 guards were out, so no Sexton and no Garland. He's out, and I imagine Sexton must be out as well. So I'm not. Oh, this is the kid they drafted 4th overall. Wow. So how did he do? 8, 4, and 5 assists, 2 steals, 4 turnovers. Only a -2 considering he went up against Cunningham. So not a bad little outing from that kid. But we are able to weather some early injury issues here. So let's restore our lineup and put the pieces back where they belong. So Simons coming up. Covington, Rubio, Hayes, Garza, and Flick. But I do want to minimize some Garza minutes, so we'll play here. Can't do that. Let's see. We'll do this. So let's see how much Isaiah Stewart can play. We'll get him 38 minutes because I just really need to minimize how many minutes Garza's on the floor for. So we'll store that lineup. We are gonna cut it here. This is not a bad little episode. We got through the end of the off season, and we got to the beginning of the regular season. Not the start we were looking for, but we do see some promise. Hopefully, we can keep healthy and make some moves and actually win some games here. Who knows? Thanks for joining us, and I'll catch you all next time.